أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Lesson number 270, Surah Qaf, ayah number 20 to 45. وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ, and the horn will be blown. ذَلِكَ يَوْمُ الْوَعِيدِ, that is the day of the threat. وَجَاءَتْ سَكْرَةُ الْمَوْتِ, a person dies, death has come, and then eventually, وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ, this is a reality. That the trumpet will definitely be blown. And ذَلِكَ, that is, meaning the day when the trumpet is blown, that is يَوْمُ الْوَعِيدِ, the day of warning, the day of threat. Al-Wa'id, threat, or the promise, meaning the day when the promised threat is to be carried out. Which threat? The threat that was given before of punishment in the hereafter. The threat of hisab, the threat of punishment. So that is the day when the trumpet will be blown, when that threat will be carried out, meaning the punishment will be given. Accounting will take place. A person will be questioned about what he said, about what he did. وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ ذَلِكَ يَوْمُ الْوَعِيدِ. A Bedouin once asked the Prophet ﷺ, O Messenger of Allah, what is the trumpet? And he said, it is a horn that is blown into. And it will be blown into by who? By angel Israfil, who has his mouth placed on the horn, ready. He is awaiting the order that is to be given to him. And as soon as it's given, he is going to blow the trumpet instantly, immediately. The Prophet ﷺ said concerning the angel of the horn, that when he will blow into the horn, on his right will be Jibreel, and on his left will be Mikael. And its sound will be so intense that the people will die upon hearing it. As they will hear it, they will die instantly. And we learned that the horn, it will be blown on the day of Friday. It will be a Friday when the horn is blown. This is why we see that there is neither an angel who is very close to Allah, nor anything in the heavens and the earth, nor the wind, nor the sea, except that all of them are afraid on Friday. That what if today the trumpet is blown? And as you know that the trumpet will be blown how many times? 2 times. نُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ, how many times? Twice. The first time, when the trumpet is blown, everyone who hears it, which is the entire creation, what will happen? They will all die instantly. Everything will perish. كُلُّ مَنْ عَلَيْهَا فَانٍ وَيَبْقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ ذُو الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ, and only Allah will remain. And then what will happen? The trumpet will be blown a second time. And the second blowing is what is mentioned over here. وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ, because this is what will cause ba'as. This is what will bring about resurrection. And people will come out of their graves alive and taken to the plain of gathering for the purpose of hisab and later on jaza. In Surah Az-Zumar 68, وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَصَعِقَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ إِلَّا مَنْ شَاءَ اللَّهِ. The trumpet will be blown, whoever is in the skies and the earth, whoever, any creation, what will happen to it? It will die instantly except for those whom Allah wants. ثُمَّ نُفِخَ فِيهِ أُخْرَى فَإِذَا هُمْ قِيَامٌ يَنْظُرُونَ. And then it will be blown another time. The trumpet will be blown a second time. And at once, they'll be standing, looking on. And as for the second blowing of the trumpet, we learned that instantly, as it will be blown, the people will come out of their graves alive. In Surah Qaf 19, we learned فَإِنَّمَا هِيَ زَجْرَةٌ وَاحِدَةٌ فَإِذَا هُمْ يَنْظُرُونَ. It will be one cry, one shout, and instantly, at once, they'll be standing, watching, observing. فَتَأْتُونَ أَفْوَاجًا, you will come in groups. وَجَاءَتْ كُلُّ نَفْسٍ, and every soul will come. مَعَهَا, with it, سَائِقٌ, a driver, وَشَهِيدٌ, and also a witness. Every single soul that will come out alive at the blowing of the trumpet, that will be resurrected, it will come. It will come where? To the plain of gathering. And how will it come? Accompanied by a sa'iq and a shaheed, a driver and also a witness. Sa'iq is from the root letter Sin Waw Qaf, or Sin Ya Qaf, from the word siyaqa. And what does that mean? Driving. Sa'iq, ism fa'il, is one who drives, one who urges on. And we have learned this word earlier in Surah Az-Zumar, وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا. So, وَجَاءَتْ كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَعَهَا سَائِقٌ. Who is a sa'iq? The one who will lead the person, drive the person, urge on the person, where? To the plane of gathering. And along with the sa'iq will also be a shaheed. Who is a shaheed? Shaheed is one who witnesses, one who testifies. Who is the sa'iq and who is the shaheed? It is said that the sa'iq, it refers to an angel. Which angel? The one who recorded the deeds of the person. So he will drive the person where? To the judgment arena, to the plane of gathering. And why is there a need to drive a person? Because people will rise on the day of judgment in different forms. We see that some will rise in the form of ants. Others will rise while they are blind. And a person will question, رَبِّ لِمَ حَشَرْتَنِي أَعْمَى وَقَدْ كُنْتُ بَصِيرًا قَالَ كَذَلِكَ أَتَتْكَ آيَاتُنَا فَنَسِيتَهَا فَكَذَلِكَ الْيَوْمَ تُنْسَى. So some people will be resurrected blind on the day of judgment. Some people will be resurrected walking on their faces. Some people will be resurrected zurqa, all black and blue and pale, because of all the punishments they have experienced in the hellfire, because of the punishment that will overwhelm them even in the plane of gathering. يَوْمَ تَبْيَضُّ وُجُوهُ وَتَسْوَدُّ وُجُوهُ. The day when some faces will be bright and other faces will be blackened. So when people are like ants, or when people are in a terrible state, someone has to drive them. Someone has to lead them. If someone is blind, he has to be led. And also sa'iq, why? So that no person escapes. No person even tries to escape. The moment a person comes out of the grave, instantly the angel will grab him and lead him to the plane of gathering, so that no one can even try to escape. Sa'iq. And remember that the meaning of siyaqa, it changes, doesn't it? According to who is being driven. So some will be driven honorably, and others will be driven in a terrible way. وَشَهِيد. Who is shaheed? The one who will bear witness. Bear witness to what? The deeds of the person. Some have said that shaheed refers to the actions of a person. The actions of a person, al-amal. Sa'iq is who? The angel. And shaheed is what? Al-amal. Because the actions of a person, they will testify against him. So in other words, it's the record of his deeds. Others have said that shaheed refers to his hands, his feet, that will testify against him with regards to his actions. Others have said that shaheed is also an angel. So one angel is the sa'iq, another angel is the shaheed. One angel will drive the person, and the other angel will bear witness to his actions. Some have said that sa'iq is the angel who wrote his sayyi'at, and shaheed is the angel who wrote his hasanat. So a person, when he will emerge from his grave, he will come to the hashr accompanied by sa'iq and shaheed, so that he cannot go anywhere. So that all of his deeds are brought in front. So that he cannot deny any of his deeds. The record is present. The witness is present. A person cannot hide. He cannot escape. Sa'iq, shaheed. This is just like a criminal who, once he has been caught, can he go anywhere? No. He's been caught. He cannot escape. And then there's also the evidence that he has done something wrong. What can he do? Where can he go? لَقَدْ كُنْتَ فِي غَفْلَةٍ مِّنْ هَذَا. It will be said, you were certainly in heedlessness of this. In the life of dunya, لَقَدْ كُنْتَ فِي غَفْلَةٍ. You were in ghafla. You were in heedlessness. You were in carelessness. مِّنْ هَذَا. Concerning this. What does this refer to? This day. What has befallen you this day. What Allah warned about you of this day. You never thought about it. You never worried about it. You were oblivious to it, unmindful of it, never expected it, never prepared for it. But now, فَكَشَفْنَا عَنْكَ غِطَاءَكَ. But now we have removed from you your covering. The covering that prevented you from seeing in this dunya, seeing this reality in this dunya. Today that covering, that veil, has been removed. And now that it has been removed, فَبَصَرُكَ الْيَوْمَ حَدِيدٌ. So your vision today is very sharp. What is ghita? Ghita is a covering. It's basically a lid that is put at the top of something in order to cover it. Basically, ghita is used for the cover or the lid of something that is open from one side. Like for example, a pot. You understand? The lid of something that is open from one side. And the lid is such that when you put it, when you place it, then what happens? It completely covers it. It fits. Completely covers it. So when it completely covers it, then for instance, if you put a lid like this on top of a pot, can any steam escape? Can it? No, it cannot. Similarly, you have a lid on top of an ink pot. When you put that lid closing its mouth, can any ink come out? Can it leak? No, it cannot. This is what ghita is. A covering, a lid that completely covers. So, in the dunya, you were in ghafla. You were unmindful of this day. You never prepared for this day. Why? Because there was a ghita on you. What is this ghita referring to? Heedlessness that a person is in because of indulgence in material things. That a person is so lost in dunya, enjoying one thing after the other, preoccupied with one thing after the other, worried about one thing after the other, that he doesn't even think about the hereafter. It doesn't even cross his mind once. He's just concerned about dunya. His enjoyment is all about this world. His concern and worry, all about this world. He doesn't have any time for the akhirah. This is what ghita is. And you see, sometimes it happens with us, that somebody is right before us. But just because we're busy in our thoughts, what happens? We miss them. Something is sitting right before us, but just because our mind is elsewhere, we miss it, we don't see it. A major reality, right before us, we don't perceive. Why? Because there is a ghita on the eyes. What is that ghita? Of heedlessness, of indulgence, of being distracted. So this ghita that prevented you from worrying about the hereafter, while you were in the dunya, today that ghita has been removed. This veil of the unseen has been removed. Therefore today, فَبَصَرُكَ الْيَوْمَ, today, on the day of judgment, your vision, it is hadid, it is very sharp. So it is able to perceive everything that you used to reject and doubt in the dunya. What is hadid literally? It's used for iron. And from that it is used for anything that is sharp, that can be used for cutting. So فَبَصَرُكَ الْيَوْمَ حَدِيد, today your vision is very sharp. Sharp vision, what does it mean? Able to perceive what you were not able to perceive before. Able to perceive what you doubted before, what you denied before. It is said, النَّاسُ نِيَامٌ وَإِذَا مَاتُوا انْتَبَهُوا, that people are asleep, and when they die, then they wake up. People are asleep in this dunya, and when they die, that is when they wake up. They're asleep in this dunya, why? Lost, busy, concerned, occupied with this dunya only. And when they die, then they wake up to the reality of the hereafter. What do we think? When a person has died, then he's sleeping. It's actually the other way around. That's when he's woken up. فَبَصَرُكَ الْيَوْمَ حَدِيد. وَقَالَ قَرِينُهُ, and his companion will say. Whose companion? The companion of كُلُّ نَفْسٍ, of the person. Who is a qareen? A friend or a companion who is connected with you, who is constantly with you, or who shares something with you, like for example work. So, وَقَالَ قَرِينُهُ, who is this qareen referring to? Some have said that this qareen, it is referring to the angel. Which angel? The sa'iq, the shaheed. The angel who recorded his deeds. The angel who brought him to the judgment arena. The angel who will bear witness against his deeds, against what he did and said. So that angel, he will say, هَذَا, this is, ma, what is, ladayya, with me, atid, ready. This is what I have with me, ready and prepared. What does this refer to? It refers to the record of deeds. Because in the dunya, مَا يَلْفِظُ مِنْ قَوْلٍ إِلَّا لَدَيْهِ رَقِيبٌ عَتِيدٌ بَلَى وَرُسُلُنَا لَدَيْهِمْ يَكْتُبُونَ يَعْلَمُونَ مَا تَفْعَلُونَ كِرَامًا كَاتِبِينَ. So, the angels were recording everything in the dunya. So on the day of judgment, when the angel will bring the person to the judgment arena, what will he say? I have this record. Here's the record of this person. هَذَا مَا لَدَيَّ عَتِيدٌ. This is what I have ready, prepared. This record is right here. He will show it. He will present it. Secondly, it has been said that هَذَا, it refers to the person himself. That this person, I have him ready. Ready for what? For judgment. He's been resurrected. I grabbed him from there, from his place of resurrection, from his grave, and I've brought him here. He's ready for hisab. He's in my custody, and now he's ready for hisab. Then it has also been said that وَقَالَ قَرِينُهُ. This qareen actually refers to shaitan. Because remember that with every person are angels who are hafizeen, and with every person is also a shaitan. Isn't it? And that shaitan, what does he do? He whispers evil to the person. And we have learned in the Quran that وَمَنْ يَعْشُ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ نُقَيِّضْ لَهُ شَيْطَانًا فَهُوَ لَهُ قَرِينٌ وَقَيَّضْنَا لَهُمْ قُرَنَاء. Isn't it so? So that shaitan who whispered evil to him, who tempted him to do wrong, that qareen, that shaitan will also come with the person on that day. And he will say, هَذَا مَا لَدَيَّ عَتِيدٌ. This is what I have prepared. Prepared for what? For hellfire. This is what I have ready to go with me into the hellfire. Because that is the mission of shaitan. That is the goal of Iblis and his comrades, to lead people astray. So that he and his friends don't go alone in hellfire, but they also take with them people whom they have led astray. So the qareen will come saying, هَذَا مَا لَدَيَّ عَتِيدٌ. This is what I have ready to go to the hellfire with me. It will be said, أَلْقِيَا, throw, فِي جَهَنَّمَ, into hellfire, كُلَّ كَفَّارٍ عَنِيدٍ, every obstinate disbeliever, ungrateful person. Throw into hellfire every person who is kaffar and who is also anid. Notice the word أَلْقِيَا. أَلْقِيَا. This is tasniya, the alif at the end. And this tasniya, this address, could be understood as the address to the two angels. Which two angels? Sa'iq, Shaheed, the two angels who recorded the deeds of the person. So they are appointed to record the deeds of a person in the dunya. They are appointed to bring him to the judgment place in the hereafter, and they're also appointed to throw the person into hellfire. أَلْقِيَا فِي جَهَنَّمَ كُلَّ كَفَّارٍ عَنِيدٍ. Then it has also been said that أَلْقِيَا, this word is actually أَلْقِي أَلْقِي, meaning it's actually amr being given to single, to one person. And who is that one? The angel that has been appointed over hellfire, Malik. Ya Maliku liyaqdi alayna rabbak. However, the command will be given repeatedly, over and over again, to show the intensity. So the angel will be told, Alqi, Alqi, throw, throw, to denote repetition, emphasis. And because the command will be given repeatedly, this is why it has been said once in the form of Alqiya. That Allah will say, throw, fi jahannama, into hellfire, kulla kaffarin anid, every person who is kaffar, extreme disbeliever, and anid, stubborn, obstinate to the truth, resisting the truth, stubbornly defiant against the truth. What is anid? Anid is from the root letters Ayn, Nun, Dal. And unud is to become stubborn, to move away from the right course, to deliberately oppose the truth. So it wasn't that he disbelieved himself, but he also opposed the truth. He recognized the truth, yet he rejected it. Seize him and throw him. Manna'il lil khayri, preventer of good. Mu'tadin, aggressor. Murib, doubter. Because when a person does one wrong thing, when a person begins to oppose the truth, then he ends up doing many, many wrong things. He ends up staying away from good himself, and he also stops others from going near goodness. Manna'. Manna'. This is on the structure of fa'al. Who is manna'? One who does a lot of manna'. One who stops a lot, excessively. So one who repeatedly, greatly stopped from what? Al-khair. Meaning he didn't do good himself, and then he also stopped other people from doing good. If anyone else wanted to do good, he also stopped him. And what does it mean by khair? Khair could be understood as any good deed, any good action, any virtuous deed, Islam, anything of Islam, he stayed away from it himself and he also stopped others. And khair can also be understood as wealth, because khair is used for wealth. So manna'il lil khair, meaning he was preventer. He used to withhold wealth, and he also used to tell other people to withhold wealth. He did not give sadaqah, and he also did not encourage other people to give sadaqah. Rather, he discouraged them. Greedy, hoarder. He was selfish, didn't care about others. Manna'il lil khair. Mu'tadin, a transgressor. Mu'tadin, ayn dal, wow. And who is mu'tad? The one who has i'tida. The one who does i'tida, meaning the one who crosses limits. He does not care about the limits that have been set, does not care about the commands that have been given. So a transgressor. A transgressor in what? In his speech, he said whatever he wanted to. In his actions, he did whatever he wanted to. In his behavior, he behaved however he wanted to, violating the rights of others, disregarding the limits that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said. Mu'tad, transgressor, crossing all limits. And on top of that, murib. Who is murib? One who entertains raib. One who is doubtful, a skeptic. Doubter of what? Doubter of truth. He doubted the truth, doubted Allah, doubted the warnings that have been given, doubted the Day of Judgment. And this is the reason why a person would ever stay away from good. This is the reason why a person would stop others from good. مَنَّاعٍ لِلْخَيْرِ مُعْتَدٍ مُرِيبٍ الَّذِي جَعَلَ مَعَ اللَّهِ إِلَهًا آخَرٍ. The one who made us equal with Allah another deity. This is the greatest transgression. That he associated partners with Allah. Therefore, فَأَلْقِيَاهُ فِي الْعَذَابِ الشَّدِيدِ. So throw him into the very severe punishment. Throw him into the punishment that is ash-shadid, very severe, very harsh. قَالَ قَرِينُهُ. His companion will say. Whose companion? The companion of the person. Which companion is this? If we take the first meaning, that it's the angel. Then the angel will say, رَبَّنَا, O our Lord, مَا أَطْغَيْتُهُ. I did not make him transgress. وَلَكِنْ كَانَ فِي ضَلَالٍ بَعِيدٍ. But rather he himself was in extreme error. Why will the angel say this? Because a person, when he will see the deeds that are recorded in his record, and he'll be questioned about them, he'll be made to suffer punishment for them, he will deny having committed those deeds. When he will deny having committed those deeds, then in other words, what is he saying? What is he saying? That the angel was unfair. A person did not do anything, the angel wrote it anyway. Or that a person did something good, the angel didn't write it. Because we see that some good deeds a person does, but then they are wasted because of other deeds that he does. Right? Similarly, a person does something bad, and only then it's recorded. What do we learn about the mercy of Allah? That when a person intends to do something good, it's written. When a person intends to do something evil, it's not written. When a person does the good that he intended, multiple reward is written for him. When a person does the evil that he intended, then only one evil is written for him. And if he doesn't do it, then what is written for him? Good is written for him. This is the mercy of Allah. So despite that, if a person ends up with his record against him, then whose fault is it? It's his own fault. But on that Day of Judgment, he will not be willing to accept that fault. Rather, who will he blame? The angel. So the angel will defend himself, saying, رَبَّنَا مَا أَطْغَيْتُهُ. I did not make him transgress. How? By writing this evil deed. Meaning I only wrote what he did. I only recorded what he said. I am not presenting him as evil when he wasn't actually evil. No. مَا أَطْغَيْتُهُ وَلَكِنْ كَانَ فِي ضَلَالٍ بَعِيدٍ. But rather he himself was in a very extreme error. He himself was very wrong. He did the wrong, and only then I wrote it. Secondly, if we take the qareen to be shaitan, then what will happen on the Day of Judgment? A person will blame shaitan as well. That he is the one who led me astray. Like we do in the dunya. We do something wrong. Instead of seeking forgiveness, instead of making amends, what do? It's shaitan's fault. And we think that it's perfectly fine once we blame shaitan. Once we realize that it was from shaitan. Okay, shaitan made you do it, but what about you? Aren't you supposed to seek forgiveness? Aren't you supposed to make amends? You're supposed to do that. But we see in the hereafter, when a person will try to blame shaitan, what will shaitan say? مَا أَطْغَيْتُهُ, I did not force him. I did not make him sin. وَلَكِنْ كَانَ فِي ضَلَالٍ بَعِيدٍ, he himself was in extreme error. He made the choice. Because I only suggested, I only whispered, and he agreed. He accepted, and he's the one who decided to do it. This is just as we learn in Surah Ibrahim, ayah 22, that وَقَالَ الشَّيْطَانُ لَمَّا قُضِيَ الْأَمْرُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ وَعَدَكُمْ وَعْدَ الْحَقِّ وَوَعَدْتُكُمْ فَأَخْلَفْتُكُمْ وَمَا كَانَ لِي عَلَيْكُمْ مِنْ سُلْطَانٍ. I had no authority over you. إِلَّا أَن دَعَوْتُكُمْ فَاسْتَجَبْتُمْ لِي. I only called you, and you responded to me. When you responded to me willingly with your own decision, فَلَا تَلُومُونِي, don't blame me today. وَلُومُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ, blame yourselves. Allah will say, قَالَ, He will say, لَا تَخْتَصِمُوا لَدَيَّ, do not dispute before me. وَقَدْ قَدَّمْتُ إِلَيْكُمْ بِالْوَعِيدِ, while I had already presented to you the warning. Allah will say, don't dispute in front of me. Don't dispute in my presence. Because this is a dispute going on. A person denying, no, I never did this. Angel saying, no, I did not write this incorrectly. No. Allah will say, لَا تَخْتَصِمُوا لَدَيَّ, don't argue in front of me. Because arguing in front of Allah, disputing over here is of no use. Why? Because if someone is guilty today, it's their fault. If in the record evil is written, it's that person's fault. لَا تَخْتَصِمُوا لَدَيَّ وَقَدْ قَدَّمْتُ إِلَيْكُمْ بِالْوَعِيدِ, and in fact, I had sent you, I had already presented to you the warning. Don't argue right now, because I had already sent you the warning. قَدَّمْتُ إِلَيْكُمْ بِالْوَعِيدِ. قَدَّمْتُ, Qaf, Dal, Mim. قَدَّمَ, when it's followed by B, it means to inform of something in advance, or to give an instruction in advance. So I informed you of wa'id from before. It's not that you didn't know the day of judgment wasn't coming. It's not that you didn't know every word you said was being recorded. It's not that you didn't know that some deeds waste other deeds. It's not that you didn't know you'll be questioned about your deeds, recompensed for them. قَدْ قَدَّمْتُ إِلَيْكُمْ بِالْوَعِيدِ, I gave you the warning. You knew. So don't blame each other. Don't blame the angel. Don't blame shaitan. It's your fault. قَدْ قَدَّمْتُ إِلَيْكُمْ بِالْوَعِيدِ. You knew very well. Now which wa'id is this? Which threat is this? The threat of punishment of the hereafter. And how did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warn us about it? When? From before. Through the Qur'an. Through the various messengers that He has sent. Through the various examples that He has given in the Qur'an. Through the descriptions of the Day of Judgment. These ayat themselves are a warning. وَقَدْ قَدَّمْتُ إِلَيْكُمْ بِالْوَعِيدِ. So a person cannot blame anyone on that day except for himself. مَا يُبَدَّلُ الْقَوْلُ لَدَيَّ, the word will not be changed with me. وَمَا أَنَا بِظَلَّامٍ لِلْعَبِيدِ, and never will I be unjust to the servants. Al-qawl, the word, the statement which has been said, meaning the statement that Allah has uttered. Which statement is this? The statement of punishment. The statement of giving reward, of giving punishment, of giving recompense. The final judgment that has been made concerning a person. Once that has been made, it's not changed, it's not altered. مَا يُبَدَّلُ الْقَوْلُ لَدَيَّ وَمَا أَنَا بِظَلَّامٍ لِلْعَبِيدِ, and I am not at all unjust to the servants. Meaning I will not punish anyone except that they deserve the punishment. Except that punishment is justified against him. In Surah Ghafir, ayah 17, we learn, الْيَوْمَ تُجْزَى كُلُّ نَفْسٍ بِمَا كَسَبَتْ لَا ظُلْمَ الْيَوْمِ. This day, every soul will be recompensed for what it earned. No injustice today. There is no injustice on the Day of Judgment. You see, when people are arguing, especially when a final decision has been made, then what's the point of that argument? To somehow alter the judgment. Isn't it so? To somehow alter the decision that has been made. But we see that once Allah has made the decision on the Day of Judgment concerning a person, this is what he's getting, this is what he deserves, this is where he's going, then that word will not be changed. What do we learn in the Qur'an? لَقَدْ حَقَّ الْقَوْلُ عَلَىٰ أَكْثَرِهِمْ فَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ وَتَمَّتْ كَلِمَةُ رَبِّكَ لَأَمْلَأَنَّ جَهَنَّمَ مِنَ الْجِنَّةِ وَالنَّاسِ أَجْمَعِينَ. So this qawl of Allah, once it is established against a person, it's not changed. Because then he deserves it. If Allah decides for a person that he's going to hellfire, it's justified. Because وَمَا أَنَا بِظَلَّامٍ لِلْعَبِيدِ.